Welcome to the Win, Make, Give podcast, Season 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are joined, as always, I couldn't ditch them in Season 1, so I'm still joined with Bob Stewart and Chad Himes.
With that intro, we are excited to be back, Ben.
Wow. Wait, I could have gotten out of this? Is that what you're saying?
No. This is for life.
Season 2, Ben.
Season 2.
Some things are going to be different in Season 2. Tell us a little bit about what your plans are for Season 2.
We really wanted to focus on one thing.
Okay.
In Season 2, we are going to focus on winning.
Cool.
So for the last 4 or 5 months, we've been diving in, entrenched, studying how to win, how to lose, how to not lose again. We studied winners. We studied the techniques that allow people to win. We've revisited what's worked for us and what hasn't. This will be a deep dive into winning. Hashtag winning. That's what we're talking about, ladies and gentlemen. This will be fun. We will share the best practices of winning. We will interview some of the greatest winners and losers of all time.
And some of the people who just won. Might not have been the greatest, but, they got winning stories.
Chad just said we're going to interview some average winners.
Yes.
Which we're not. We are only going to interview the best of the best, ladies and gentlemen. And we're going to study and research some of the historical winners that left a lot of lessons for us that we can use in today's world. So, Chad, the dictionary says that winning is what?
To be successful or victorious.
Insert cheering in a stadium.
Yes.
Victorious.
That's right. Manage to succeed or achieve something by effort, which is, I think, the key words in that last sentence there. By effort.
So it shouldn't actually be called winning the lottery.
No, no effort.
There's no
lottery. You can't win if you don't play, though, right? I mean, I made the effort to buy the ticket, so
it's like in kindergarten. You get the
That's
trophy
the participation award there,
if you
Bob.
just show up. Yeah, the participation. Hey, we believe that winners focus on the right things. And we've described that in our lessons as winners focus on the things they can control, which means losers focus on what, Chad?
Well, things they can't control.
Weather, traffic, their in-laws,
The lottery results.
other people,
Yes.
the elections,
Ooh.
whatever that might be. They focus on things at the end of the day no one person can actually control.
Yes.
And winners, they take the time and the energy and their emotions and they direct it towards the things we can control. Now, when I first made the control triangle, Chad, I put it in the shape of a triangle
Good name for it then.
because the triangle has a base.
Yes.
And the base is the foundation. The foundation holds the rest of the thing up, right?
Mhm.
Bigger the base, bigger the pyramid, bigger the triangle, bigger the house.
What goes on the base? What is the base of the control triangle?
That we can control what we know, what we think, right? Our knowledge and our mindset.
Okay.
And if you can't control that, you really can't control anything else in your life.
I bet over this season, if everybody's listening and taking notes, that lesson's going to just keep coming up again and again and again. The people we interview, the companies we look at, the people we look at, it's going to always be the mindset they believed they could truly succeed and they stayed within their lane.
Yeah, not just mindset, but yeah, that's a huge part of it, but also their knowledge.
Yeah.
Did they take the time to become a master of their craft, to learn their market, or to master their skills, right?
Yep.
Knowledge and mindset, that's the base of the control triangle. Now, as you move up the triangle, which you're only able to do if you can control your mindset and your knowledge, right? The next thing that we know that you can actually control is how you use your time.
Okay.
Now, winners understand that winning has more to do with saying no than it does saying yes. In fact, Steve Jobs said innovation is saying no 1,000 times.
Right.
Jay Papasan in the One Thing book said that every yes must be validated with 1,000 no's.
Right.
Bob, if we're not getting what we want out of our life or our business or our careers, most likely it's because we're doing what?
We're saying yes too often.
Yeah, our calendar is filled with a bunch of other people's priorities, a bunch of other people's lists, or we're filling it with the easy stuff, just the junk that makes us feel busy instead of make us feel productive. But a real winner understands that how they use time is truly what separates them from the rest of the world.
Okay, keep going up this pyramid for us, Ben.
So we're climbing our way up the Great Pyramid here, and we're making it to the third level.
Yep.
The third level is we can control who we're around, who impacts us, who educates us, who influences us, who takes our energy, who we give our energy to, who gives energy to us. We've talked about this a lot. Somebody once said that your net worth can be easily calculated by the average of the 5 people that you hang around with the most.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
I think that shows up in all areas of life, right? You want to be healthier? Let's hang around with healthier people.
Right.
You want to be more successful? Hang around with more successful people.
Want to be single? Hang out with single people.
That'd probably help.
Yeah, right. Want to be married? Hang out with other married couples.
You want to have a great relationship? Hang around with people that have great relationships.
Right.
Right? And so on and so on and so on. The key is understanding that we can control who we're around. And we need to get rid of that loser slime, as we describe it, the people that make us stink, the people that slow us down, hold us back.
Limit our beliefs.
Yeah, limit our worlds, Bob, all that. Now, the peak of the triangle is that we can control how we use our money. And how we use our money, what we invest in, what we spend, how much we save. As each level gets mastered, in my mind, the triangle continues to grow. First with the base. As the base grows, each of the following 3 pieces grow bigger and bigger, which means you make more money, you have more time, you're around better and greater and more positive and more productive, more happy people, right? And it just continues and it compounds and it compounds and it compounds. So if there's something right now in your life that's holding you back from winning, it's probably your mindset, your knowledge, how you're using your time, who you're learning from, who you're around, who's coaching you, mentoring you, etc., or what you're doing with your money. For me, those are also my 4 stressors. My stress is my mindset when I get down. It's being busy and not productive. It's not having enough time in the day, right? Or feeling like I never get everything done, or feeling like I'm letting people down, or feeling financially stressed.
You know, it's interesting as you have these, Ben, because I know as we've been planning for season 2, we're really going to talk about, well, the 3 at the bottom of the triangle. With that one at the top, we'll get mentioned a few times, but you have something special in mind for that top of the triangle, this pyramid here. But we're definitely going to be focusing on the who around us, how we're using our time, and of course, what we know and what we think.
When we first launched Win, Make, Give, the idea that it would be about health, wealth, leadership, and legacy. Now, what we understand is that leadership is really about winning and helping other people win.
Right.
And if we do that, the wealth will come, right? You can't lead people and not be healthy, right? And you can't create a legacy if you're not winning. So the Win, Make, Give Series 2 has to be focused on the base of that pyramid, which is winning.
Got it.
Winning.
Awesome. So, Ben, we gave you the dictionary definition, right? I just went over that with you of what the dictionary says. You gave us the control triangle. I would think that means you've kind of given us your definition of winning, but anything else you want to add to what is winning and what does it mean to win, according to Ben, other than you master the control triangle?
Think of some quotes or some statements that I've written down in my life. One of them is, Bob, am I being the person that my dreams require? I got dreams of different things that I want to accomplish in life, but am I being the person that's going to make that happen or not? Another thing that pops into my head is, am I living up to my potential? What would Michael Jordan say? Like, hey, did I leave everything on the court today?
Yeah.
Something like that. So in the game of life, are we going to leave everything on the court? Right? Or are we going to leave knowing that we had a lot of potential left that we never got to use?
I don't like that word potential. Just says it's something that's in you that you don't usually live up to. That's what I hear when I hear potential, because most people, oh, you've got potential. They've got potential. If they had potential, as people are describing it, they'd be using it and doing it. It wouldn't be it's something within them.
That's why it's such a powerful word, because you don't want to leave any left, right?
Sure.
What's the story is that the people that talk about potential the most, football coaches, after they lost a game.
Sure.
They get done interviewing the winners, and they go back to the losing coach and say, hey, losing coach, what do you think about the team? What do they say, Bob?
We got a lot of potential. We just haven't put it all together yet.
Yeah, basically potential means we're losing.
Yeah.
Right?
They haven't lived up to what they could actually do.
Yeah. Yeah. And we don't want to be the coach that talks about the potential that we have for next year. Right. We want to be the people that are living up to our own potential and leaving everything on the court. So, Bob, what does winning mean to you?
I think winning to me would be that, I guess I look at it more like just on a daily basis, Ben. Like every day I get up and I set out with something I want to accomplish that day. And when the day's over, I can turn around and look back and feel like I accomplished that thing. Right. And so, we've talked a lot in the Win Make Give series about, setting goals and having different, but so for me, it's about like on a daily basis, accomplishing things.
Yeah. I have this list on my phone, and I call it my want list.
I have one of those. It's in the Amazon shopping cart.
Not exactly.
I got that on the sneakers app.
Yes,
Chad.
of course. Yes.
Not exactly what I had in mind, Chad Himes. So my life want list is a list of things that I need in life. And I'll give you a couple examples. I want to be healthy and fit enough to do the things that I enjoy.
Okay.
I want to travel and I want to see amazing places. I want to be spiritual, pray often. I want to spend time with the people I care about. I want to spend time with my dad and my sister. Maybe a little bit limited, dad and sis, but
and he does care about them, even though they were separate on the list.
I want to spend time hiking and camping and fishing. I want to visit all 7 continents. I have this list of these things. I want to challenge myself to spend more time being uncomfortable than being comfortable. I don't want to live a stress-filled life. I want to have a few close but quality friends. I don't want to have 5,000 Facebook acquaintances. I want to have great, amazing relationships. I want to try new food from all different places and have new experiences. These are just things that for me, that I would know that in life I was winning. Well, you should have one of those lists for what do you want your relationship for your kids to be like, Bob? Or Chad, what do you want your relationship with your wife to be like? If you're single, you don't have that person, you should have a list of what that person looks like and sounds like and feels like. And here's why. Because if you don't, how are you going to recognize them when they walk in front of you? How are you going to recognize them if they're standing in the Starbucks line or they're on the other side of a business deal or in an interview? Like, how are you going to know that perfect hire or that perfect person is there? So let me go back to the winning question. Chad, how would you define winning in your relationship with your bride?
Wow. Winning in a relationship with Nita in my specific situation would be providing for her emotional and financial security. That's how I know I'm winning for her. right? If she has no questions emotionally about our relationship, no doubts and suspicions, anything along those lines, and if she never has to worry about the financial situation in her life, I know that she'll feel secure in the two key areas that matter to her.
Love that. Bob, how would you describe winning with your 3 children?
I think I would describe it as setting an example that I'm proud of for them. I would describe it as giving them financial wherewithal coming out of our home when they leave our home. That's something that a lot of people don't get. So that's something that would be winning for me. I would describe it as making sure that they are critical thinkers when they leave our home. There's probably 15 other things, but a lot of these things are based around the idea of like getting them to a position where they can be self-sufficient. So if I totally had to encapsulate it, it would be, I want to raise and deliver children into the world that are self-sufficient and are going to be winners.
I used to think about winning when it came to my relationship with my mom. Well, one of the things that I felt like would be valuable in my relationship to my mom was if I could pay off her house. And my mom didn't make it. She passed away before I was able to do that. But as I reflect, that actually wasn't winning to my mom. She didn't care if I paid off her house. You know what she wanted?
More time with you?
Yeah, she wanted to see me.
Yeah.
That was winning to her. And I confused it a little bit. Sure. I say, hey, I'm working really hard so I can do this for my mom, but that isn't really what she wanted. We have to be careful sometimes that our definitions of winning, when it relates to other people, are in alignment.
That's a great point.
Chad, you're a healthy guy. In fact, you're part of the Win, Make, Give Network's newest podcast.
Yes.
As one of our hosts, the 15-Point Plan, which we hope all of you download and check out. Pretty incredible what Jolene and Chad are putting together for the 15-Point Plan. But it's focused on health and happiness.
Yep.
What does winning look like in your health?
Winning to me in my health would be, to there I get specific, right? Winning in my health is maintaining a body fat percentage of single digits. That's winning to me in my health. Because I know if I'm doing that, that means I'm eating right. That means I'm exercising appropriately. That means I'm giving my body the best chance possible for staying fit. It means I'm getting my sleep. It means I'm getting all the other things. That's how I drive it down to this is what winning is in health. If I can provide myself with single digit body fat percentage, I'm most likely living the fully healthy life I want.
Bob, what's your definition of winning in health?
Oh,
Put the candy down, Bob.
Yeah. There you go. Put the candy down. It's not something I've focused on. And so I'm probably not as, I'm not as healthy as I would like to be. Right. And so if I don't have a body fat percentage goal, or honestly, I try to stay under 200 pounds, Ben. I try to stay in my clothes so that they fit me. I don't have to buy new clothes. I mean, and that's, in some ways kind of pathetic now that you're making me say it out loud. Thanks a lot. But that's it, right?
Yeah.
We're being
goals.
authentic.
I need things to drive me towards having a winning attitude around health.
I did make Bob participate in the COVID push-up competition, ladies and gentlemen.
I was able, I went from doing 20 push-ups up to, I was doing, I think 70 was the most I'd ever able to do in a row at that point.
Pretty good,
Yep.
with the exception of the one video that he sent me of him in his underwear doing it. That was completely awkward, ladies and gentlemen. But he was winning. He was winning. Let's talk about other areas, finances. For me, winning in my finances is the ability to do what I want, when I want, with who I want.
We've heard that from you before.
What does that word really mean?
Wealth,
Freedom,
yep.
right? Yeah, wealth to me is actually freedom.
Right.
So as you're listening to this episode, I want you to think about, you can't spend the next period of months with us learning about winning if you don't start today with making a list of what does winning look like for you.
Yeah, in the different areas of life as we're talking about, right? Some of us have that partner, so winning in life in the relationship. Some of us don't, so that's going to look a little different. Some of us have winning in life in health. Some of us have winning in life with money. Some of us are going to have it in different areas, and some areas aren't going to apply to
I
everybody.
mean, Ben, I don't know if you meant to do this, but when you asked me what does winning with my health look like, it's obvious I don't have a list. I haven't spent a lot of time thinking about it, right? And so I wouldn't know if I'm winning or losing because I don't even know what winning looks like there. So, I mean, that was really powerful. I don't know if you meant to do that, but you're right. If we don't sit down and actually detail what winning looks like, Chad, in some of these different arenas of our life, how do we know if we are?
So I took the time to write my goals down. And goals for me, I could use the word winning. What does winning in my life look like? Well, winning in my life looks like accomplishing these things. So I'll share with you all some of the goals that I have written down. It's saved in my phone. I can look at it as often as I want. Number one, I want to be leveraged. What does that mean to me? I want to hire people for all the things I don't enjoy. There are things in my life that I would rather not do. I don't want to get home at night and mow the lawn. Now, because I don't want to mow lawn, I have to hire somebody to do that, which means I have to work hard enough to be able to pay for it. But I'd rather work more doing what I love than go home and mow lawn. Now, I like gardening and working on the garden and planting and doing that kind of stuff, but I don't like mowing the lawn. Mostly because I don't clean up enough of the dog poop. But goal number one, Chad, is I want to hire people for the things I don't enjoy.
I'm glad to hear that, Ben, because you're here with us. So that tells Bob and I at least you're enjoying season 2 so far.
Season 3 with a brand new host. Number 2, security. Security for me is I want to have a certain amount saved in the bank. Yep. That is a cash bucket, a liquid asset bucket, as we talk about in our lessons, a certain amount. Because for me, that means security. If all my businesses went away, if the stock market crashed, if my real estate all went into foreclosure, what would I have left? To me, security is that. I have a third goal, which is right in alignment with what we talk about and what we share. For me, winning is having a net worth of a certain amount. Yep. So I have a written net worth goal in my phone of where I want it to be. And over time, as I've gotten more successful in that area of my life, I get to revisit it and increase it.
Yeah, I want to come back to that thought in a second. Keep going. I want to ask you something about that.
4, for me, I would like to be married. I put a little note there that said only once. Number 5, I want to create legacy. By the way, that's part of the Win, Make, Give, health, wealth, leadership, and legacy. To me, that meant that I wanted to create things that I'd be remembered for. Positive things, not like a sculpture of myself, right? Just something.
We don't want the sculpture of you, Ben.
No.
We don't. I want to ask you this as you're going over that list, because I mean, I've known you for a long time now, and some of those things I can absolutely recognize. If someone asked me what some of your goals were, I could have listed off some of those things. How often do you reevaluate that list for our listeners who are creating this list? Is it a list that gets reevaluated every quarter, every year, never?
I think it's probably monthly. And here's one of the reasons. Because I track my net worth monthly. Mm-hmm. I'm focused on my security number. It's part of my net worth.
Okay.
And I'm focused on my net worth number, obviously, because I'm tracking it. With that, I get to hire people to do the things I don't enjoy, right? With that, I get to see how much I gave away or what I'm doing with it that's creating good. So it all starts being something that I get to think about. My 6th one is I want to help 10 people become millionaires. Now, when I first wrote that was a stretch goal. Now it's not really that relevant because there's more than 10 people that have created more than $1 million in net worth that work directly with me. Number 7, I want to donate a certain amount of money per year. Notice, Bob Stewart, what is the one area of my life that was not on that list?
Health.
One of the things that I personally struggled with is making that a priority. And you'll see that it doesn't show up as a priority in my life. It's not even on my list.
Right.
That's an interesting kind of double aha.
To defend you, if I could, the first thing when you read us, that first list that you gave us, you did have at the top, like being able to be healthy enough to enjoy, or there was some aspect of that. So you haven't gotten into the particulars on it, but that is something that, you're aware of it at least.
My new health goals are related around fitting into my camo. So as I continue to get rid of the larger size camo, maybe I can continue to push my health because I can't buy anything bigger. Yeah. Right? Well, anyway, ladies and gentlemen, what I want you to think about is, are you going to take the time to make your winning list? You make your winning list, the rest of the Win, Make, Give Season 2 is going to be extremely useful and powerful for you. If you don't, this might just be a waste. You should switch back over to Joe Rogan or somebody else that's funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Chad, how do we end all these?
Well, Ben, we're glad to have everybody back with us for Season 2. We hope you knew Season 2 was coming because you are a member of our Facebook group. That's facebook.com/group/win-make-give. Come be a part of the conversation between the episodes that happen there. We hope that you will give us a review. We hope you'll share this with someone. There is someone in your world that you can help win just by sharing Season 2 with them. Get them to subscribe and join along. And until our next episode, remember, as always, do good.